let's get into some shite. Hi, folks. Man, that was fun. I haven't gotten into some shite for a few days. Dang it, man. I have apologies to throw out to you. You know, I don't normally just completely abandon the podcast. And you, I don't normally do. There have been some times when I haven't been able to record and make a show. And then when I do that, I usually get out and I put a release and I just say, can't do it today. And it hasn't happened much. A couple of times. There's like, something's up, can't do it. Let's do it tomorrow, whatever. This one, I just totally bailed. No one said a word about it, which I understand. It's fine. No one checked on me to see if I was locked in a freezer somewhere. Are you okay? Haven't heard from you for a week. No, everybody just let it go. That's all right. I'm all right. I'll tell you what happened. You know, today is St. Patrick's Day. It's Friday. It's a Friday show. Never done a Friday show. I don't think. This is the first Friday show I've done. Kind of cool. St. Patrick's Day is really an important day to me. I used to do a St. Patrick's Day party every year. You know, you get a St. Patrick's Day party is just like every other party. It's just like the things that you serve at the party have to be green. You have to put green food color in the beer, the donut. It doesn't matter as long as it's green. And you have to wear the green, of course. I hope I don't forget. I got to wear the green today when I go to work. Got to put that on, t-shirt. I don't know. You know, you remember when you were in school and you forgot, and then right in the middle of the day you remembered, and then you have to do this like quick little analysis of everything you're wearing. And sometimes it's just like, I got a green stripe on my underwear. That's all you got. You can't go change. And, you know, kids are brutal for St. Patrick's. They want to pinch you. I don't know. Now it's probably like setting you on fire. They keep raising the bar. But back then, when I was a kid, it was just pinching. You got pinched, which I don't know who started that, but yeah, wearing of the green. I hope you're wearing your green today. You drinking it? I don't know. Is green beer worth it? I just don't know. That's one of those things that's just fun when you're young, but as you get older, it's just dumb. It's like, look, just give me a Guinness, all right? Don't diet green. All I want, that's all. I'll take some, you know, Irish food, Colcannon. That would be awesome. There's a restaurant here in Atlanta, East Atlanta. It's called the Elder Tree. It's an Irish pub. They have fantastic Colcannon. So good. Great mac and cheese. The first, when Sherry Brown, my ex-podcast person, when she moved to Atlanta, the first thing that we did was we went to have fish and chips there, and she got sick. I don't know if it's the fish and chips or not. All right, but it's St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. I like St. Patrick's Day, but I can remember, like, I guess the flip side of St. Patrick's Day is like September, October. It's like right before the holidays. And I remember somebody posting, we're halfway to St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, shut up. But what it means is now we're halfway to Christmas. Or our Christmas holiday. So there you go. All right. What else do I need? Oh, guess what? I sold my upright bass. I sold my double bass. I didn't want to do it. God, that was hard. That was a hard one. When I first got it, it's something I've wanted forever and ever and ever. And I finally got it. I loved it. It's one of those things. I don't know if you can understand this, but like I'm not a musician. Although I used to be I was in high school band. I developed an appreciation for music in high school band. And I was in trombone. I was a trombone player. And I played in jazz band and just marching band. Oh, it was fun. You know, high school band. I can't hardly beat it. And then I learned guitar. I taught myself guitar, but I took a guitar and a piano class in college. Can't really play either of them now. But bass is kind of my my instrument, because trombone you read bass clef, so it's easy. And I like bass. I like the sound, and I always wanted an upright bass, and I bought one 6 years ago, maybe. Finally, I just felt like it was what I needed to do. It matched me. I'm a tall guy. It's a tall instrument. I just felt like something about it just felt so natural and fun. And I just thought, I wish that I discovered this when I was younger, because I could have been just so good on it. And I don't know. I got so much to do. I just didn't have enough time to put into learning it as much. I'm okay on it. I couldn't play publicly, but it was fun just getting a book and playing along on a song in my room. But even that starts kind of going away, and it's this big thing has just been sitting in my studio, and I've thought several times about selling it, and every time I think about it, I was like, no, it's my girl. I can't get rid of her. But I just got to the point where I was like, this is not fair. Someone should be playing this. It's just this big thing just sitting here. And whether you like it or not, there does come a point when you get to a certain age, you start thinking about someone's got to deal with your stuff when you die. Now, I'm not planning on dying anytime soon, but you don't know. And the older you get, the more the odds are you're going to die. It's just going to happen. And you get older and the odds keep increasing, right? So every once in a while I get in this little place in my life where I'm like, I got to get rid of stuff. I don't want my wife to have to sell all this stuff. I don't want her to do it. So I might as well start doing it. And that wasn't really why I got rid of this. It was just a big thing taking up space, and I just felt guilty. I was like, somebody should be playing it. This thing it's an instrument. It should be making music. I need to be putting it out there for people to, someone just needs it, So I thought, all right, and I could really right now, I could use the money. So I just thought it's a good time to sell it. So I put it up, and it wasn't up a full day, and someone contacted me, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, come and get it. So we met up in public, and we traded cash, and he took it. I could just tell he was excited about getting it. It's the same way that I was when I first got it, and he was excited. So we did the trade-off. He took it home. He immediately sent me a video of him playing it. I was like, well, there you go. That's where it should have been. It should have been playing all along. And he's going to take it and play it in bands. And, you get to a point where you start realizing that you don't own anything. You think you do. You don't own anything. Everything you're borrowing. My house, I worked so hard on. I love this house. I'm staying in the house until I die. One day, someone else will be living in this house. I probably won't know. I hope I don't know it. Someone will be living in the house. They'll be painting the walls red or I don't know. We completely redid this house. Somebody else is going to redo it the way they want it. You're just borrowing things. Your clothes, you take to Goodwill. Someone else uses them. Your bases, you sell. Everything, just borrowing. So you got to kind of get to the point where you start admitting that. And that's okay. I let it go. I don't know if I told you, but we have a listener line, 678-348-0008. And if you call that, you can leave a message, and I'll put it on the show. Text the same number, put it on the show, make you a big star. Everybody out there will listen to you, because everyone listens to the podcast, right? They just don't call and let me know or check on me when I'm not here. But everyone listens. You can send me email, rick@apocalyptic.com, and you can just get in touch with me through social media. Got a website up there and all that good stuff. Like to hear from you. Really, I really would. I think early on I told you that I was really afraid my neighbor had been kidnapped. And now that it's spring, she's out again. I've seen her several times, so she's fine. I think she's all right. Maybe she was hibernating or something. I don't know how long people sleep in the winter. But she's out. She's safe. Glad about that. Excuse me, boy. I'm telling you. Allergy stuff kicking in. Someone yesterday was in my art gallery, and they were just crying. And it wasn't because the art was beautiful. It's just all allergies. Everybody. It's terrible. Atlanta's terrible. If you got snow going on, maybe it's better. But we got the yellow snow here. Powder, yellow powder, just everywhere. So I'm sneezy, I'm weepy, and I'm coffee. That's three of the dwarves, and that's me. I'm all of those guys. Dwarves, is that wrong? You're not supposed to say that anymore, right? I don't even know. Can we make it something else? That's weird. I don't know. That would be like, I don't know, some other ethnic slang. The seven, I'm not even going to say them. Let's just say the seven honkies, the seven whiteys. No one, if it was any other people, you couldn't do that. But you could do seven dwarves. I don't know. I don't know if people actually get offended by that. I think they do. I think Peter Dinklage, am I saying his name right? Sometimes you just get a little weird little thing in your mind where you can't know what things are. That happens to me all the time, like all day long. Peter Dinklage. Dang, I need to look it up. But anyway, was talking about how that was offensive to him. So I guess it's offensive. Change it. We don't need that story makes no difference. You could just say the seven little people, the seven little dudes, seven little guys. And now you don't even want little guys. You need to put some women in there, which opens up controversy because they're all living together. Everything is offensive. Everything. Can we just have a little asterisk in life that says caution? It's like let's put it on the inside of the womb. Caution, entrance into this world. You will have things that are going to be offensive. Just be prepared. All right? If you don't like it, go back. So I mentioned I have an art gallery. Not a good week for the art gallery. Not a good week for me. I won't say not a good week. And I did, but I'm just saying it was hectic. It was wild. This week we decided to close the art gallery. We said we can't survive anymore. We're going to have to shut it down. We have lost tons and tons and tons of money on it. People weren't coming in. We couldn't do advertising because we didn't have tons and tons of money anymore. And it was just tanking. And so my wife and I, we were trying to think of things we could do. And we just said, you know what? Let's close it. So we announced we were closing, and we immediately got lots of people sending out sympathy, and I can't believe it, and I'm going to miss it, and all that. And that just made us feel worse. But things happen like that. You got to do it. We had to take advantage of the timing, and we said no more. And then in my stubbornness, the way I always do, just start thinking, I don't want to let this go. I got to figure out a way to make it happen. So I got a couple other smart people together, and we kind of brainstormed about stuff. People had some experience that they shared with me, and people said, I used to have a gallery, and this is what I did. And then artist people said, this is what I think I would do. You get creative people to kind of get together and think about things. See, that's how you solve the problems of the world, not with politicians, with artists. Get artists together. They'll take care. It's not going to be the way you want. They're going to say, break down all of these barriers, knock that wall down, make a big colorful purple tree here, put a little puppy over there. And it's not going to be the way you want it, but it'll work. I think. So everybody kind of threw in some stuff. We got a lot of great advice. And I just thought of a lot of stuff myself. And the more I thought about it, I just kind of thought, wow, maybe we could make this work. We can make it happen. All we got to do is just, so we can just get our expenses paid. That's the main thing. So we're just not constantly going into the hole. And this is what we need to do to make that happen. So we charted it out. We planned it out and came up with a plan of action. Who knows if it's going to work? I'm hoping it will. So far, we're getting really, really good response, and it looks like it's going to happen. Looks like it's going to work. And just goes to show you, just don't give up too soon. Think about it. Plan on it. Talk to other smart people. I'm not good at that. I just internalize everything and just say, this is the way it's going to be. Can't get any help, so it's done. Gone. So anyway, I'll let you know how it goes. You'll probably hear about it. I think it's going to happen. It's making me feel good. I'm feeling inspired again. I'm actually thinking it might end up being better than it was before. Better than the original. But I started thinking about it. It's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit on the show is letting things go. When is it time just to say no? Because there is a time to say no more in relationships. Sometimes it's like, we've done everything we could do. I know there have been relationships in my life where I let it go too soon. There have been some that I should have let go much, much earlier. You know when those are. You usually know when you're going through it. There's a lot of denial sometimes, though. It's just like, your intellect will say, it's time to go, time to let it happen, time to die. Your heart will say, no, love this person. We can do it. We can make it happen. We can make it work. Sometimes you got to listen to your brain, though. Sometimes your brain knows more than your heart. I don't know. I tend to trust the heart just a lot more, I think. But there were times when, and then sometimes it's just like the path, the road that is in front of you, and you see it, and you know it, and you're on it, but you don't want to be, and you want to get off of it. You're just like, I want to make something else happen. But there has to come a time when you just have to look at things and go, it's acceptance. People are afraid of acceptance, but you cannot really go forward. You can't make changes without acceptance. If you talk to people about accepting your life, accepting what's happening in your life, one of the first things that they'll say to you is, I don't want to accept. How are you supposed to have change if you accept? How are you supposed to get out of a bad relationship? You're just supposed to go around and say, accepting that you're in the bad relationship? No. You have to accept that you're in a bad relationship. It's just like Alcoholics Anonymous. One of the first steps you have to say is, I'm an alcoholic. You have to accept that fact before you can move on and make changes. Otherwise, you're just in denial. I know a lot of people who should have accepted that they had addiction problems, and they spend time saying, I'm not an addict. And they're never going to get changes. They're never going to get help. They're never going to get, because they're not going to change. So you have to make that acceptance. And in life, just like if you've got an art gallery that's failing, you have to come to the point where you're accepting that it's failing. And this is no blame at all, but like 2 months ago, I came to my wife and I said, we got to sit down and start talking about what we're going to do if this doesn't happen. And she just said, I'm not going to listen to you be negative. And I understand that. But sometimes the situation is negative. And to look at it with acceptance and sobriety is not negativity. It's just being practical. So sometimes what's happening is a negative thing, but accepting that negative thing is a positive thing. And it's the first step to making the whole situation positive. Because you might have to get out of it. You might have to make it better. You might have to declare bankruptcy and do a turnaround. But you can't make any of those decisions until you accept it. Accept the negative, accept the positive, accept where you are. So until we actually said, you know what, this is not good. It's not going well. We weren't able to make any kind of changes. And I'm kind of glad we did it pretty quick. I wish we'd done it quicker. I wish we'd just known what the possibilities were. We weren't thinking of possibilities because we were, I wouldn't say we're total denial where we were, but we just kept thinking, we'll make it better, we'll make it better, we'll make it better, instead of going, it's not going to get better on this path. And in relationships, I just can't tell you how many times I heard, I'm going to get better. I'm going to do it right. We're going to work on this. We're going to go to counseling. We're going to make this happen. And in the back of my mind, there's always the voice going, no, you've done that. It's not, you don't have the personality to make this happen. Let it go. So that's a hard lesson. I feel like it's a hard lesson for everybody. Sometimes we like to think, let's just shut our eyes and scream and keep doing what we're doing, because then, so I don't know, is that human nature? I don't like change. I really don't. I would stay on the same path of dysfunction in order to avoid change sometimes. And a couple of my relationships were actually that's how the whole thing wrapped up. It's just like, I'm doing this because I don't want to change it. And that's sad. That's bad. Why? Life's too short. But you don't want to hurt people. You don't want to lose things. You don't want to lose. I mean, I lost jobs and I've lost property. I've lost offices. I've lost so much, and it hurts, and no one wants to go through that pain. So let's just keep it dysfunctional. And I would say don't. I would also suggest that there's a middle ground, which is just you just pick it up and turn it to all different sides and say, what's wrong here? How can I fix that? How can I do that? How can I change this and still make it work? Just examine it from all different sides. Bring other people in on the problem. Let them look at it too. Don't let people direct you. If you have a vision, stay on your vision, but let them add some stuff to the vision. Let them tell you what they think about your vision. Take it all in. Think about it. It's hard to do sometimes. But letting go is sometimes what we got to do. And that's death. And we're all scared of death, right? No one wants to. I mean, I'm still carrying friends around who died. I still don't want to admit they're gone. I don't want to. I was hanging out with them at one point. We played pool together. Now I have to say he's gone. He's not here. Good friends that you thought nothing would ever come between you. Boom! It did. It's like death. They're over here. You're over here. The temptation is just to how do we make it work? How do we fix it? It may not be able to be fixed. You just have to accept it. It's dead. It's gone. Let it go. Now, only you know that. You got to evaluate. Sometimes you do have to pick up a relationship and go, is there anything here I can fix? I know people who have been in like horrible, horrible relationships. Went to counseling, talked about work. I mean, I've seen like affairs happen. I don't know. I've never been in a relationship that I know of where affairs were going on and then had to try to repair it. I just don't know that I could. That's like the basic foundations of a relationship for me is trust. If that's betrayed, I don't know how to get that back. But maybe you can, pick it up, look at it from all sides, talk about it, get some therapy, get some counseling. You might find out that you can indeed resurrect something, polish it up, make it work, find new ways of making it work, new avenues, new creative ways, instead of letting it die. And then it's possible you got to get to the point where you let it die. Accept it. Might be time. Not going to kill you. It's going to hurt. Not going to kill you. You'll move on. Keep your friends. Maybe you let one of them go. You might have to. But keep your friends. Rely on your friends. That's the time when you need a little bit of Guinness and a lot of greasy fried foods, maybe some ice cream. That's what those times are for. St. Patrick's Day is a good time for blowing off some steam. You know what I like to do on St. Patrick's Day? Do you know the group The Corrs? Irish group, pop group. Caroline Corr, the drummer for every St. Patrick's Day, I overdose watching her play drums. There's several videos on YouTube, but just look her up. She is a badass drummer, and I just love watching her. And every St. Patrick's Day, I always want to post one of their videos because they're an Irish pop band and they play Irish type songs. And I start seeing her play, and she's to me, one of the most exciting drummers to watch. I just love to watch her. And so that's what I do every St. Patrick's Day. I celebrate St. Patrick's Day and Caroline Corr. So do that. Go out. Just have fun today. Enjoy. It's. I don't know. When was the last time St. Patrick's Day was on a weekend? What, like 7 years ago, 6 years ago? So we don't often get that. It's a good time. Just make a long St. Patrick's Day weekend and enjoy it all. See green and everything. And I don't know, pinch somebody even if they're wearing green. Just do it. Have fun. I'm sorry I was so late. I'll see you Monday, I swear.